Problem 6-100. Adam keeps getting negative exponents and fractional exponents confused. Help him by explaining the difference between 2 to the 1/2 power and 2 to the negative first power. Adam needs to get with it. Okay? This is not that difficult. If you can recognize a pattern and recall a pattern, then this becomes very easy. So let's take a look here. Let's just look at 2 in general. If I took 2 and I raised it to the first power, we all know that we should have 2. If we raised it to the second power, we've got 2 times 2. We've taken whatever we had, 2 to the first, and multiplied it times 2. We got 4. If we take 2 to the second and multiply it times the 2, that means we actually end up with 2 to the third. So that's like saying our 2 squared, or 2 times 2, times another 2, which gives us 8. Obviously, we're doubling over each time because we're multiplying by 2. Let's go ahead and squeeze in 2 to the fourth here. So we're going to take 2 to the third, which was 2 times 2 times 2, and we're going to multiply it times 2 again, and that gives us 16. So every time we increase our power by 1, we add another factor of 2 in there, which doubles our value. The same is true as if we're going backwards. If we're decreasing our power, that means we're taking whatever we have and we're dividing by 2. So 2 to the fourth divided by 2 would be 2 to the third, right, which is 8. 2 to the third divided by 2, let's even squeeze in. Let's say 2 to the third divided by 2, we would cancel out of 2. We get 2 squared, or 4. 2 to the second, as we go down, would be like saying, oh, okay, we're decreasing our power. 2 times 2 divided by 2 leaves us with just 2, which is 2 to the first. This pattern continues as we drop our power by 1. We would say, okay, that means I'm going to have to divide what I had by 2, and I get the power is 1. If I drop my power another 1 whole, so I've gone down another one, it doesn't matter what the value of this is, I still follow the same pattern. I take what I have and I divide it by 2. So I end up with the value being 1/2. Let me erase this, I don't want to make it look like that, equals 1/2. So that would be 1/2. We drop our power again, we have 2 to the negative second. Well, what's half of 1/2? Take a half and you break it in half, you get a fourth. So you just divided it by 2, and so on. Now the question that Adam is having here, or the issue he's having, is he can't remember that 2 to the 1/2 power and 2 to the negative first, what the difference is going to be. Well, right here we have 2 to the negative first power, and 2 to the negative first power is equal to 1/2. Now 2 to the 1/2 power, if we look up here, it's going to fall right in between. Let's use a different color so it stands out. 2 to the 1/2 power is going to fall right in between 2 to the first and 2 to the power of 0. So this value, when we look at it here, has got to be between 1 and 2. So 2 to the 1/2 power is the same thing as saying our power over our root. So this is the same thing as saying 2 to the first power, and then we're going to take the second root of it, which is really just taking the square root of 2. When you do the square root of 2, actually I meant to put my little 2 inside, because we don't write that 2 out there, and I don't want to make you think that we do. If we take our calculator out here, we should see that we're right here. Let's clear it out. Let's do second square root of 2. See, that is a value 1.414. You see that would fall right in between our values of 2 and 1. Let's double check here. 2 to the 1/2 power now. Should get the exact same value here. Yeah, and we do. So if Adam needs to come up with a way to remember that, he should know what 2 to the 4th, 2 to the 3rd, and all these other values are. If he can just think about the pattern, it should help him to remember what he's looking for in terms of should he be using 2 to the 1/2 power or 2 to the negative first. 2 to the 1/2 power should be greater than 2 to the negative first. But notice, none of the values end up being negative. They're just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Hopefully that helps you with your friend Adam and keeping his grade at passing there, since he can't remember these rules. This is problem 6-100. If you have further questions, make sure you ask your teacher. Thanks for watching.